Shabbat Shalom to the home team. We just finished the Yapa Shabbat show. Ahab to everybody in the ether, man. We feel your presence. Tune in, man, every Friday, 9 o'clock Pacific, man. But before that, man, you might want to tune into the Hakan at 8 o'clock. Before that, you might want to tune into the Torah-only sessions at 7 o'clock. Before that, you might want to tune into Ahchwa Battle Poetry, hitting you, man, with the Poetic Justice at 6 o'clock Pacific time. This is the part 1 of the Shabbat show. Get in the drop, chatting, man. I want to get the water flowing, because I want to, give you that swag frequency experience, man. So you know how we walk through the dojo as a tribe, when we tribe up and we vibe up, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We about to keep the water flowing. You know what I'm saying? Click that link, come over here, man, and get the drop. We're going to get this flow going on. Hold on, man. Because, we had that Sade bumping, but I forgot this is YouTube. So, whoa. Hold it. Let's see, hold up.
For the flow.
Okay.
That we can be in battle time. That we can battle up.
We should be good. Hey, hi.
That I can,
let go.
Come into deeper understanding with brand new people every day, man. I see y'all working, and I see y'all working through the hijack, man, slicing and dicing. Because the only way I can feel this strong is because you sliced and diced so much hijack frequency that it's made it easier for me to overcome my own war. My war is your war. Your war is my war. When that happens, man, they all fall. All the giants fall. We feel all the giants falling. I know you exhausted. I know you still fighting. I know some of y'all still can't see through the pain. But we got to cherish the day. You know what I mean? And we got to dig on it, man. And we're here to do that. Let's go ahead and suit up. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and start the flow. Continue the flow that we've been digging on, that Hawaii has given us the journey. He's given us the purpose, you know what I'm saying? And I feel the purpose. If you ain't focusing on your purpose, you lost. If you ain't focusing on your purpose that the Creator has destined as a strong archer, you are the arrow and you will hit your mark, Mahir. You will hit the target, the monument, the sign. You are the collective. You are the Mashiach. You are who you've been waiting for. You gave yourself a message. You are people of the past, the present, and the future. You are the original spiral, the original Naga, the original Dragoon, Drakan, priest. Overstand your orientation. And there we will be. Y'all ready to go ahead and walk through the dojo and get this popping, man? Let's go ahead and turn up for the Shabbat, man. Let's go ahead and turn up for the Shabbat, man. This ain't no sad. We don't sing no sad songs, the Hakan said, man. We don't sing no sad songs. Milwaukee, stand up. Milwaukee, stand up. Milwaukee, stand up. And when you stand up, I want you to walk through the dojo, man. I want you to put your regal Negro garments on, man. And we walk through it with our chest out and our chin up to a little something like this. A Lego. Bang, bang, bang. Tribing up today, man. I appreciate every one of y'all, man, for digging on it tonight. You know what I mean? Being in the flow, keeping the flow flowing, keeping the flow going. What you say? Drop, stop rambling, and turn that tribal flow back up. It's dragonfly season. Well, let go. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Don't break your ankle bones. Don't break your ankle bones. Oh, man, go ahead and give it up to the home team, man. What it do, man? What it do? Hey, can I give everybody listening one of those, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Dragon, glitter. Wow. Hey, hop to the home team, man. Hey, hi, man, to the dragons on the wall. All my dragons, man. I appreciate all the flow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hi, man. Hey, hop to all the real ones in the drop chatter. Chatter. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I see y'all in here, man. I see y'all doing y'all thing, man, throughout the day, throughout the night. Just nothing but drip. Nothing but drop. You know what I mean? Nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? Like the Copper Khan said, man. You know, he said, when I come in the drop chat, you know what I mean? I feel the vibration. You know what I'm saying? We work hard to keep our secluded alcove. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the many. It's about the few. You know what I'm saying? What is our creator? What does Hawa tell us, man? You know, hey, you know, few will be chosen, man. You know, few will hear. So, you know, don't go crazy trying to get the many. You know what I'm saying? It's about the few. And in order to get the few, you know what I'm saying, you got to do you. You know what I mean? You got to do you. You got to do your design. You got to do the design that you know you hear within yourself to do. Fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Order over chaos. Let your pride go. Let your ego go. And choose what you're going to serve. Because, you know, it's all good to serve. You know what I'm saying? As a husband, I serve my house. You know, I serve my wife. I serve my children. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, man. If you have children, you serve your children, man. You know what I'm saying? You're cleaning up after them, you know what I mean? You're disciplined. You're making sure they have everything they need. You know what I mean? You just have to choose what you serve. You know what I mean? What frequency are you going to give to? You know, to serve something, you're giving your energy, your frequency. And you have to tap into your source. And that's when we talk about creator, we're talking about the creative energy, the source. You know what I'm saying? We're tapping back in to the spiral, to the 9, you know what I mean? A-hop to the Ether Squad that's been dropping it all week long. Can we give them one of those, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Hold up, dragon, glitter. All right, man, let's keep it going, man. I mean, Brother Nature, man. Brother Nature's in the drop chat, man. And the bro just, completed an incredible journey, man. You know what I'm saying? Never stop learning. Never stop growing, man. The bro just, completed, an incredible degree, you know what I mean? And he got the drop that he wanted to get. You know, that's the whole purpose. It's like he chose to go back to school. He chose to eat the rub specifically to get specific knowledge. And I can truly applaud that. He didn't go there to be, no slave to nobody. He came out, man, to apply specific knowledge to serve the whole, to serve the tribe. You feel me? So, Ahchwa to Brother Nature, I applaud your completion, my brother. Dragon, flitter. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I got my wife in the building, man. What it do, wifey, man? Thank you for holding the brother up, man. Chef Candy, Dragon, flitter. Aha, my sister Renana's in the building, man. This is the drop trivia extraordinaire. Sister took home a hat and a shirt last night, man. Renana, Dragon, flitter. And keep it going too, man. One of the original dragoons on the wall, man. Zion Train, Dragon, flitter. Hey, hi, man, to the light hour, to the family, Phoenix, Nadi, man. The Nadi means wisdom. And she took on a brand new show. You'll get the second installment of tomorrow, man. We're talking about the wisdom, the cipher, Nadi, Dragon, flitter. Yeah, I mean, and to her warrior, to her strong one, man, I'm talking Texas, Copper Con, always dropping that drizz knot, Copper Con, Dragon, flitter. It's a special dragonfly from my Ahchwa Thai battle, the record keeper, man, keeping us all focused, keeping us all organized, you dig? Thai battle, Dragon, flitter. Yeah, I mean, and we got to show Ahchwa, man. We got to show Ahchwa to the music supervisor at 432. You know what I mean? I mean, look, the bro's in the flow. I appreciate the bro for the dedication. He does way more than tuning up your music. But if that's all you know, then that's enough for you because you're getting the frequency. You're getting that 432, man. Zeke the Freak, man. Isaac 4, Dragon, flitter. Hey, oh, man, to all the dragoons across the plain, man, I appreciate my knockers, my real ones, man. We about to get this show popping. One more, Dragon, flitter. All right, man, all right. Tribal Mafia, man. Fall back, man. Fall back. Enough of the mushy stuff. Enough of the mushy stuff. Hakan got me, man, still in this apocrypha, man. I mean, every time he goes in, I just open mine up. I just open mine up and start digging in with him, man. And I'm back in the wisdom of Solomon. And let's get this chapter 1, Ahchwa, to the home team. Then we're going to bring it in for the real thing. Shabbat Shalom, we cherish the day. Love righteousness, you that be judges of the earth. Think of Hawa with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and shows himself unto such as do not distrust him. How does the Creator know when you trust him? How does Mama know that you trust your father? That you trust her laws? How does wisdom know? You must go through a hard time. You must be proven sometime, my people. I know we've been going through hard times, but this is you. This is you. This is your design. Fight through it. And don't stop fighting, man. Because when you show that you trust your Creator, hey, For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and shows himself unto such as do not distrust him. For froward thoughts separate from Ahchwa and his power. Control your thoughts. Remember, we're going to get some more of that Nag Hammadi, Silvanus told Texas, man. Alright? Because your thoughts are the what? Wild beast. You have to get the robbers out of your head, man. Because these thoughts separate you from your power. And his power, when it is tried, reproves the unwise. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter. Mama ain't even messing with you. She's like, I don't mess with you because you have a malicious soul. You know these people. They just want malice. They just want blood. Mama ain't entering that, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin, transgressing the law. For the Holy Spirit of discipline, are you being disciplined? Will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness comes in. For wisdom, Shakina, is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For Ahchwa is witness of his reigns, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. For the spirit of Ahchwa fills the world. Which world? I can't tell you over and over again. We're only talking Israel. We're only talking the nation, the seas, the tribes. You are the light. Ahchwa's ruach is in you. And that which contains all things has knowledge of the voice. Therefore he that speaks unrighteous things cannot be hid. Neither shall vengeance, when it punish, pass by him. So the vengeance is going to come to the one speaking unrighteous things. For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come into Ahchwa for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. For the ear of jealousy hears all things, and the noise of murmurings is not hid. Therefore beware of murmuring, man. Can't talk about it enough. Sometimes people need to shut their mouths, right? Because the wickedness can't spread if you ain't spreading it, right? Cut it off. Enough's enough. Control yourself. Control your frequency. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongues from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. Seek not death in the error of your life. Come on. Don't seek death when your life's in chaos, because your life's in disorder or error. Now you want to hurt yourself. Now you want to hurt somebody. Now you're seeking death. Now you want to, start slaying animals to what? Give you some type of, leadway, some type of connection, some type of frequency. Nah, you just got more death on you now, man. Seek not death in the error of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For Ahchwa made not death. You don't have the fountain of youth for nothing, man. Ahchwa didn't create you, didn't create energy to die. You're bringing it on yourself. neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being. And the generations of the worlds were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal. For righteousness is immortal. Say it with me, try. For righteousness is immortal. But you can't have the immortal without the righteousness. Last verse, verse 16. But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught, and made a covenant with it. With what? Death. Because they are worthy to take part with it. The waters, man. We're just talking about the water, man. Let's bring it in for the real thing, try. We've been waiting all week for this. I appreciate every one of y'all for being here. Because you're here with me, we ain't got no separation, and we ain't got no death. We speak life. All praise. Ahchwa. Ahchwa, a prayer of breath and security. Oh, Ahchwa, Allah, Ahchwa, our great spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds and whose breath gives life to all the world. Hear us. We are small and weak. We need your strength and wisdom. Let us walk in beauty and make our eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make our hands respect the things you have made and our ears sharp to hear your voice. Ahchwa. Make us wise so that we may understand the things you have taught our people. Let us learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and every rock. We seek strength, not to be greater than our brother, not to be greater than our sister, but to fight our greatest enemy, ourselves. Make us always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes. So when life fades, as the fading sunset, our spirit may come to you without shame. Author unknown. Ahchwa. Ahchwa. Shabbat. Ahchwa. Ahchwa. We are grateful and we are fearless. We await Khan. It is our time. It is your time. There's only the way. Ahchwa. Ahchwa. There's only the way. Ahchwa. Ahchwa.
Free Phineas by Ahchwa Thai Battle. Free Phineas from the caves of Tryon Park where he is currently contained. Free Phineas from the grounds that are filled and tracked with noisy trains. Free Phineas from where crowded streets like Manhattan and Broadway are maimed. Free Phineas from the bonds of stocks that are traded and exchanged. Free Phineas from the concrete prison cell and cut loose the chains. Free Phineas from the belly of which he feels all his people's pains. Free Phineas so the elements can breathe their fiery iced up rains. Free Phineas from captivity so the earth can restore her natural grains. Free Phineas so the chosen can wash and erase the bloody stains. Free Phineas so the Khans can enjoy their green pastures and flat plains. Free Phineas by Ahchwa Thai battle.
You're listening to 432thedrop.com. Make sure you check us out live Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. until. Choose up, suit up, and vibe up with all the different members of Drop Nation. From the House of Reed, the 432-1 Drop Declaration of Independence. Friday, November 3rd, 2017. In the 1431st year, on the 8th month, first Shabbat, or 7th day, with a full moon beginning the evening and the day, we declare by the prophets of Ahchwa, our Papal, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return, and seek Ahchwa their Papal, and David their king, and shall fear Ahchwa and his goodness in these latter days. And Ahchwa will set up a shepherd over us, and Ahchwa shall feed us. Even Ahchwa's servant David, he shall feed us, and he shall be our shepherd. And the prophets looked and rose up and said unto the nobles, to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, Be ye not afraid of them. Remember Ahchwa, which is great and terrible, and fight for your brethren, your sons, your daughters, Ahchwa, your wives, and your houses. For as long as but 100 of us remain alive, we will never, on any condition, be brought under English rule, nor will Ahchwa destroy a nation if there is but 10 righteous. Genesis chapter 18, verse 32 through 33. Ahchwa. It is in truth not for glory, nor riches, nor honors that we are fighting, but for freedom. For that alone, which no honest man gives up, but with life itself. And if it seems evil unto you to serve Ahchwa, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me, in my house, House Reed, we will serve Ahchwa. Irvin John, House of Reed, Clan Reed. Drop Nation.
Bang. Templar up. Templar up. Give it up to the Templar, man. The bro put, an incredible declaration, man. Ahchwa to the Hakan as well, man, for that. Let go, man. Let go. We getting Zani. We getting Zani. Fall back, tribe. We getting Zani. We getting Zani over here, man. This is the Shabbat. This is the rest. I know you fighting for it. I know we fighting for it. We all want rest, man. Nothing's greater than being able to rest with your family. Like the bro Hakan say, with Job, for him to, grow old and see generations of his, happy generations of his children growing, grandchildren. You know what I mean? Ain't that enough? When has that not been enough? When do we need all these other things? I need a big house here and social media this. Don't you just want to rest? Don't you just want to fall back and see, your children happy, playing? No one's rushing off to work to get paper. Think about that tribe. No one's rushing off to get some paper to put in their pockets, to go to banks. Everything you're doing is a slave system and slaves in a rat race. Filled with agents and filled with rats. How the hell can we survive in this rat race? Because all the rats just want to get to the top. And all the agents just want to see you fall. I mean, even your brothers are turning against you, right? Even your sisters are turning against you. How do you survive? Let's continue in this Nag Hammadi, teachings of Silvanus. Solomon the Builder, you dig? And I'm picking it up right here. Get in the drop chat, you know what I mean? Because then you'll have the drop, if you know what I mean. I'm dropping the link right now for my real ones, man. Oh, I see the hot con in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Sister Arlene's in the building. Get cozy. Let's get cozy. And let's pick it up right here. Now this is the Nag Hammadi, teachings of Silvanus, or Solomon. Let's go. O wretched man, what will you do if you fall into their hands? O wretched man, what will you do if you fall into their hands? Protect yourself, lest you be delivered into the hands of your enemies. Entrust yourself to do this pair of friends. Entrust yourself to this pair of friends, man. Who's your friends? Reason and mind. Like Hiram always tell us, man, reason over passion, man. Wow. So your friends are reason and mind. And no one will be victorious over you. May the Creator dwell in your camp. May His Ruach, His Spirit, protect your gates. And may the mind of divinity protect the walls. We're talking the wall of protection. Let holy reason become a torch in your hand, burning the wood, which is the whole of sin. I mean, every time the Hakan drops another log in the fire, we burn the wood, man. Because we're burning out, we're being purged of the transgression. Throughout our tribe, man, we're burning the wood, man. We're purifying, you dig? This is alchemy, man. And if you do these things, oh my son, you will be victorious over all your enemies. And they will not be able to wage war against you. Come on, man. Ain't you tired of the war being waged against the Naga? Don't you want rest? Ain't this a Shabbat? Don't you want to stay Zani? Lawa. Shabbatah, if you do these things, man, if you make reason and mind your friends, no one will be victorious over you. If you find these, you will man, they won't be able to wage war against you. Neither will they be able to resist, nor will they be able to get in your way. You're just going to stomp right through it, man. There's only one play right now, man. That's right up the middle, right up the gut bone. That's the only play we got. We ain't got no trick play. We ain't got no special strategic plan. Right up the gut. That's the plan. Because they can't resist us. They can't resist righteousness. They can't resist reason and mind. Get out the matrix. Free your mind. For if you find these, you will despise them as deniers of truth. What are we doing now? We're looking at the hijack like, wait a minute, man. You've been lying to us the whole time? You told us we spinning on a ball. You flipped the map upside down. You told us we from Africa. You're calling us Hamites. You're calling us savages and pagans. You are deniers of truth, and we despise you. They will speak to you, cajoling you and enticing you, not because they are afraid of you, but because they are afraid of those who dwell in you, namely the guardians of divinity, man. Can I say it again? They ain't afraid of you, my naga. The reason you feel the fear in these people in the hijack is because they are afraid of Amma and Abba, those who dwell within you, your framer and your shaper, the guardians of divinity and the teaching. Khan? My son, accept the education and the teaching. Do not flee from the education and the teaching. My daughters, do not flee from the education and the teaching. But when you are taught, accept it with joy. And if you are educated in any matter, do what is good. You will plate a crown of education by your guiding principle. Put on the holy teaching like a robe. You just put your garments on and walk through the dojo, right? Make yourself noble-minded, regal Negro. Make yourself noble-minded through good conduct. Obtain the austerity of good discipline. Judge yourself like a wise judge. Do not go astray from my teaching. We're talking Solomon. And do not acquire ignorance, lest you lead your people astray. Do not flee from the divine and the teaching which are within you. For he who is teaching you loves you very much, man. Do you feel the love of your brother and your sister when they're teaching you? It's because they love you, man. It's because we love you. It's because Drop Nation loves you. You think we got 20, at least 20 people putting in the time every week to give all this, you know what I'm saying, readings and you know, scripture and, you know what I mean, just dropping nothing but drop, man. I mean, it's like, do you think they doing this just to come up? You think they doing it for paper? Nah, they got the reason and they have the mind. And they're mindful of you. They have a heart for you. I'm looking at a stack of books from my bro in the Bronx, man. Shout out to the Bronx. A stack of books from my bro JG, man. You already know what it is. My light one, man. My etheric one, man. And I'm just like, this bro dedicated 100 books, man. So that we can dig on it. 100 books. He's dropping books. I'm getting a shipment of books every week until he gets to 100. Why? To come up? For paper? Nah, man. It costs to ship these books, man. He loves you. He loves what you're doing. The Bronx loves you, man. Do not go astray from my teaching and do not acquire ignorance, lest you lead your people astray. Do not flee from the divine and the teaching which are within you. And he who is teaching you loves you very much. For he shall bequeath to you a worthy austerity, cast out the animal nature which is within you, and do not allow base thoughts to enter you. You know what the base thoughts are, man. For you know the way which I teach. You already know. If it is good to rule over the few as you see it, how much better is it that you rule over everyone? Since you are exalted above every congregation and every people, are prominent in every respect, and are a divine reason, having become master over every power which kills the soul. Oh, you got the soul glow, right? Can I get it again? It is good, if it is good to rule over the few as you see it, how much better it is that you rule over everyone. Since you are the regal Negro, you are exalted over every congregation and every people, are prominent in every respect, and are a divine reason. My Naga, this is the Nag Hammadi. My Naga, this is the Naga Hammadi. Silvanus told Texas. Oh, we gonna get to Cali Street, Texas heart. Love to Ma, love to natural. Having become master over every power which kills the soul, my son, does anyone want to be a slave? My daughter, do you want to be a slave? Why then do you trouble yourself wrongly? Last part right here, let's go. My son, do not fear anyone except Hawa alone, the exalted one, and cast the deceitfulness of the devil from you. Accept the light for your eyes and cast the darkness from you. Live in the Mashiach, and you will acquire a treasure in heaven. Do not become a sausage made of many things which are useless. Oh, you know about those McDonald's sausages, man. Made of many things, right? Which are useless. And do not become a guide in your blind ignorance, man. Remember, man. Reason over passion, man. And the Hakan done already told you that. We're talking about the Ame'rican, and we at war against the American terrorists. Allahu Akbar, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's get it, man. I'm ready to turn up tonight. We have a lot to talk about. We got a lot to dig on.
You already know.
Shout out to the real ones. Shout out to the dragons on the wall. Shout out to the prisoners behind the wall.
Let go.
Because we do it for you.
Oh, man. Hey, we do it for you. Drop Nation. We do it for you, man. Get in the chat. Drop chatter. The Hakan is already in the chatter. Yeah, we talking treaties. Yeah, blacks and whites, right? Blacks and whites, right? I mean, come on, man. I'm talking blacks, atrociously wicked. I mean, we're just digging on the 1828. Webster Dictionary. Are you atrociously wicked? Black power, black power, black power. I have atrociously wicked power, horrible power. You want to say that? Because you is speaking English. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But you is speaking English, right? So English has definitions. Do you know what you're saying in the spell? Atrociously wicked? Or are we just talking whites? Oh, white people, yeah. W-I-G-H-T. Like Game of Thrones, the whites behind the wall. The Owl of Wights, right? The Owl of Wights, right? Oh, man. You just talking about the Owl of Demons, man. You ever went to the Owl of Demons, the Island of Demons? The Wights, demons, creatures, demons. So what whites are we talking about that invaded us? We're not talking about the color white, right? W-H-I-T-E. No, because that's purity, man. Purity didn't invade us. Disease invaded us. These creatures, these demons invaded us here. And they made treaties with the blacks, right? The atrociously wickeds, right? Because it's always been a more on more war here. Are we on the same side? Have we ever been? Let's go. I'm gonna let my 2017 homie, ride for a minute. Fall back, man. We surfing the wave, man. Shabbat up.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, we just gotta get cozy. So, where shall we dive? How deep shall we go when uncovering the Moabite, the Muhammad, the Baphomet of Belus? Part 3. Hold on, let me fix my fire, man. Sometimes my fire needs a little fixing. So, brother, I gotta get my thing. Where's my pole at? There we go. All right, I can get my pole situated. Yeah, I mean, that's a little better, right? It's a little better for you. So we good, we cozy. We cozy. I done told y'all, man, that we've been surfing the wave for a minute in Twitterville. So if you're on that Twitter wave, love to you and for everyone. You know what I mean? Dropping a drop on Twitter, man. And in specifically speaking, let's give some love to our brother Christopher Bryant. Man, he dropped a few links on us, man, so we can keep going with this particular, investigation here, man. We get into this map of Ame'rican. You know what I'm saying? We get into the genealogy of Ruth. And now the brother said, follow Ruth to Jesse. Follow Ruth to Jesse to King David. I said, okay. All right. So we're going to get all in it, man. He got another link for us. He said Hebrew, Ivri equals to cross over. Remember, Atlantis sunk. This is very important. Atlantis sunk. America is the new world. Now that's, based on the perspective of a land sinking now. I don't think that all of what is considered Atlantis sunk. I think that, when you talk about South America, especially, these are all parts of Atlantis, because Atlantis is a plural. It is multiple islands, not just one area. So I don't think that the Creator destroyed all that is order, but only the chaos, the man-made islands, specifically, the large interconnecting island. When we get into this map here, man, that plays so heavy. Alright, so you got America over here. It's just a, long projection that gives you America on both sides. So you got America here and America here. Now, whichever one you want to look at, let's start over here. You know, you got this Lemuria connected on this side. Now, this is the Moon Lemuria connection. That's also connected over here to Australia, to this, what's called Khandam, whatever they call it. All Lemuria, though, whatever they call that. All right, Pan, Lemuria, Mu, all hijack frequencies on the indigenous drop. So you're getting these maps from basically the hijack's perspective. Atlantis is a hijack. It's the son of Poseidon. It's Atlas, plural, Atlantis. The first 10 dynastic rulers of Atlantis go hand in hand with the dynastic rulers of Egypt. All is connected. Atlantis here. Look over here. America, New York City here. Connected to Atlantis. Connects to, you know, all of Asia. All of Africa. Now, why is this important? Hebrew, to cross over. Remember, Atlantis sunk. America is the new world. Right? Now, to them, it's new. To us, is it new? Not all of us were coming out of Atlantis in one part. Some of us were in areas that were already, you know what I'm saying, considered Atlantis. Just because they just put it here on the map doesn't mean that this all is not Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? The multiple islands, especially when you talk westward, which is really eastward, but we'll get into it, man. So let's go, man. Christopher Bryan gave us some great drop, man. Love to brother Chris Duncan, who's always dropping that drop, man. And everybody, man, Drop Nation. When people get at us, they always say, man, we've been surfing the wave. Drop Nation, man, it's just a beautiful vibe, man. That's all you know what I'm saying? You are Drop Nation, everyone. Someone said, man, how do I join y'all camp, man? I'm trying to join the camp. And I'm like, you are already Drop Nation. You already got the drop. This is not a camp. This is not a sign-up. Drop Nation is you. You got the drop. No one can package that. I can't package that. I can't package you. I'm just remembering with you as your brother. So let's go. Follow Ruth to Jesse to King David, the brother said. Follow Ruth to Jesse to King David, the brother said. America is the new world, so people Hebrewed Atlantis, Hebrew to cross over. So people crossed over Atlantis to New Northwest Amexem. Now, where is Northwest Amexem? We've seen this on their contracts. And it always said Africa, so we said, oh, that must be Africa. That must be what they're calling Africa. But what are they really calling Africa? So their brother dropped this, a couple of links. And we got to pull this map up. That's the first thing he dropped, so let's pull that one up, man. What do we got here? All right, map of Amexem, copyright. So someone copyrighted this map. Why did they copyright this map? What's going on? What's going on? Let me blow this up. See what they shouting about. Alright. So they calling Mecca the Garden of Eden. Okay. Well, let's see what's going on. You got Moab and Ammon here. We know we got a Moab, where we at. So we know they're still going with this situation. But let's see the drop. Let me see if you can find the drop. Drop Nation, come out to play. Dominion of Ham, Dominion of Cook.
Niger River dredged by Pharaoh. Atlantis. Atlantic Ocean.
I mean, that's it. There's no Shem. It's just Kush and Ham. Ham and Kush, Kush and Ham. They run the board. Look at the board, people. They run the whole board. What does Morocco want?
Under the Pharaoh's permission. Under the Pharaoh's permission. They're the Moroccan Empire here, only under the Pharaoh's permission. Why are you making treaties? Because you're under the Pharaoh's permission. This is Egypt here, right? This is original Egypt. But now this is, a hijacked Egypt, but it's still Pharaoh. Who's Pharaoh now? What, the Pope? Who's playing Pharaoh now? Who's wearing the Pharaoh hat? Or are we just talking about some, people behind the scenes that look alike me and you? Under the Pharaoh's permission, you're over here having this dominion of Ham, dominion of Kush.
What do the Moabites want? Why are they making treaties with colonizers?
Oh.
Would you make a treaty for your house, for your bedroom, while an invader lives in your house and says, yeah, take the bedroom. I'm taking the whole house. Okay, cool. I'll take the bedroom. Would you do that? Yes, you would if it wasn't your house and you always wanted to live there and you were greedy and you wanted a one world order. What does Morocco want? They want,
under the Pharaoh's permission,
everything.
Everything.
Oh, the Morocco Empire. Under the Pharaoh's permission, the Pharaoh's permission. Oh, the Moroccan Empire, Atlantis. Under the Pharaoh's permission, Atlantis. Oh, no, we're not even in Africa. This is what you consider Africa. What do the Moors with their high science of Moab, Thoth-born, Thutmoses? If they're rocking Thoth, and Thoth is Thutmoses, then they have to get permission from Thutmoses' energy. So wherever they go, wherever they rock, must be under the Pharaoh's permission, it says.
You can see this is, theoretically where Atlantis would be, to some. There's different theories. Some say it's underneath the ice shelf of Antarctica. Some say it's Greenland. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hear different things. That this whole thing shifted to Greenland or shifted to Antarctica, or it's underneath the waters. Either way, these waters were unnavigable. They couldn't navigate them for a while. To Columbus the Moor. Oh, man, just right quick, that reminded me of, man, one of these good bros on IG hit me up. He had a message for y'all, man. My brother, Mr. Ikir Oganaim. I hope I'm saying that right. He was digging on one of our old drops on Christopher Columbus, the Negro, right? And he said Christoph was a Judaic Moor that switched sides. Muslims and Jews were forced by the Inquisition to convert to Catholicism or leave in 1492 after fall of Granada. Christoph got hired by the Catholic Church and showed them where other Moors escaped to. Yes, more on more. Hey, bro, Mr. Ikaro Ganaim. All right, let's get a couple more minutes of this and we're going to go in.
Under Thoth's permission. Under the Pharaoh's permission. Now, they call North America, right? So this is North America, South America. Remember our map, how Atlantis is connecting North America, South America, and Africa. Y'all thought this was play. I mean, you really thought that this was play when we did this months and months ago. And I said, man, I don't know. And some of y'all got it right away. We talked about how certain people were trapped in this Mediterranean Sea, couldn't get out the Pillars of Hercules. These guys had them on lock until some energy rose up over them, and then that energy crossed in here, and everything was sunk. But before that, these Atlanteans have stories. Thoth has stories of hijacking you here. The Thoth Amon spell barrier is here. And again, I said, you don't think there's a Thoth Amon spell barrier? Well, according to a team in Arizona that do reality simulations, there's actually a Thoth Amon spell barrier.
Hi, boring.
And as you see this whole Pangea situation, see, I'm just bringing out Pangea situations. We're just talking cartography and map projections. We're just talking science, repeatable and observable science. Now look how big South America is. Here's what you consider Africa. They don't even consider this Africa. They consider everything Africa. But Africa, that term don't even predate Ethiopia, which doesn't even predate Abyssinia. So it's a hijack term over a hijack term over a hijack term. And everything they told you was here, Egypt and this and that is all over here. And here they're calling it Stagia. Egypt, Stagia, Kim, Luxor, Kush, Timbuktu, Darfur, Punt. What does it say? Kishan. Alright, you got the Amazon, Amazonia, Black Coast, Black Kingdoms. Now there's a huge chakra around here that we'll get into when we dig on this Peru, Jerusalem. This Zimbabwe connected to Punt, and underneath you have the Thoth Amon spell barrier. Thoth Amon spell barrier. So you have a Thoth spell barrier over the land of no return in South America, connected to the Amazon, which is connected to Punt, Zimbabwe, Timbuktu, Mali. So if you want to talk Mali, South America, it's already here. Kush, Stagia, Egypt, Kim, Luxor, underneath that or over that, Shem, S-H-E-M, the land of Shem. Oh, where's their Shem? Oh, we can get on Pickland and Samaria. All the drop is over here. All the drop is here. Let's go here. You have Vendian, the Vendian Desert, Central Vendia, ancient lands. Let's go to where your Egypt would be. You have the Utarakuru, Mountains of Mist, Utarakuru City, coastal Utara. Alright. And they call the Himalayas over here, Western Himalayas, Shambhala. Shambhala. So is that where they would put Israel? Shambhala? Interesting. But where's Egypt? Where's Kim? Where's Punt? Where's Zimbabwe? Oh yeah, there's Punt. There's Zimbabwe. There's Egypt. There's Luxor. There's Kim. Where's Kush? There's Kush. Where's the Thoth Amon spell barrier? Thoth Amon spell barrier. And this is just a reality simulation.
Man, we just digging on some reality and stuff, man. Y'all, I'll leave the link here for you, man. Keep digging on it. You know what I mean? We just talking the Thoth Amon spell barrier, just right quick. We've been digging on these emerald tablets before. And, man, hold up, man. I'm going to read a piece of this, man, on this tablet. And then we're going to get into some treaties. But I want you to understand when we talk about permission of Pharaoh and all this, it's all coming from where? Egypt, Atlantean energy. The same Atlantean energy that hijacked the Dracan, you know what I'm saying? The Dracan, you know what I'm saying? That's all we talking about. Where's my water? Okay. So it's dragons versus snakes every time. Or the foxes. Or the jackals. Let's get a piece of this this thoughthism so you can understand when they need permission from the Pharaoh. It's all coming down the line. It's coming from the great Atlantis. I thought the Atlantean. Thought Spellberry is already over here, so you got your orientation. So he's leaving, he's coming from over here. I thought the Atlantean, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king, magician, living generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of Amente, set down for the guidance of those that are to come after these records of the mighty wisdom of great Atlantis. In the great city of Kior on the island of Undor, in a time far past, I began this incarnation not as the little men of this present age did, the mighty ones of Atlantis live and die, but rather from aeon to aeon did they renew their life in the halls of Amente, where the river of life flows eternally onward. 100 times 10, 100 times 10, 1,000. I descended the dark way that led into light, and as many more times have I ascended from the darkness into the light, my strength and power renewed. Now for a time I descend in the men of Kim. Kim is alchemy in Egypt. So where's Kim? Where's alchemy? Shall know me no more, but in the time yet unborn will I rise again, mighty and potent, requiring an account of those left behind me. Then beware, O men of Kim. All right. We're talking about Egypt, right? Kim, Kemet, Egypt, with permission of the Pharaoh. This is all connected to the Moabite, Ammonite, you know what I'm saying, the Confederacy, Psalms 83. Oh, they'll make a confederacy against you. Is it real? Is it really playing out before your eyes? See, it's all good to, love our brother and, hey, man, you look like me. Hey, cool, man, we're black, man. Oh, okay, man, we're Moorish. Can you really be great-ish, or are you great? Like the Mongol, the great ones, right? If you have falsely betrayed my teaching, oh man, he got something for you. The permission of the Pharaoh got something for you. For I shall cast you down from your high estate into the darkness of the caves from whence you came. You came out the caves, huh? I mean, not you, but, them. Betray not my secrets to the men of the north, to the men of the south, lest my curse fall upon you. That's why they got their secret, mystery, secret schools, because Thoth said, if you tell anybody, I'm going to curse you. See, we talk about all this stuff freely because, we're not under Thoth. We don't move around with permission of the Pharaoh. We have our laws, our commandments, our frequency, our realities, and our inheritance, our birthright. When you don't have our birthright, you go a little crazy. And you start invading and moving around with permission of the king of Atlantis. We're just talking thought. Remember and heed my words, for surely will I return again. Even Thoth said he gonna come back for you and require of you that which you guard. Hey, even from beyond time, from beyond death will I return, rewarding or punishing as you have requited your trust. Great were my people in the ancient days, great beyond the conception of the little people now around me, now the wisdom of old, seeking far within the heart of infinity, knowledge that belonged to earth's youth. Wise were we with the wisdom of the children of light who dwelt among us. Strong were we with the power drawn from the eternal fire. And all of these, greatest among the children of men was my father, Thothmeh, Thoth-me, right? You got Thoth-Moses, Tut-Moses, King Tut. All this is connected with Thoth, Tahuti. We're talking Hermes, Trigonomegestes, 3 times great. We're talking Mercury. What else we want to talk? Keeper of the great temple, link between the children of light who dwell within the temple and the races of men who inhabited the 10 islands. These, could be the 10, man-made islands that were sunk. Or it could mean something else. Mouthpiece after the 3 of the dweller Anal, speaker to the kings with the voice that must be obeyed. Grew I there from a child to man, as being taught to by my father, the elder mysteries, until in time they grew within the fire of wisdom, until it burst into the consuming flame. Naught desired I but the attainment of wisdom, until a great day the command came from the dweller of the temple that I be brought before him. Few there were among the children of men who had looked upon the mighty face and lived, for not as the Son of Men are the children of light when they are not incarnate in a physical body. Chosen was I from the sons of men, taught by the dweller. Who's the dweller? Are we talking Ahchwa, the Great Spirit? I don't think so. So that his purposes might be fulfilled, purposes yet unborn in the womb of time. Long ago I dwelt in the temple. We're going to get back into Owaspy, because they break a lot of this day. Learning ever and yet ever more wisdom, until I too approached the light emitted from the great fire. Taught me he the path to Amente, the underworld, where the great king sits upon his throne of might, with permission of the Pharaoh. What are they worshiping? Because this series that we were digging on was connecting the Muhammad to the Baphomet, right? To these energies. We're talking blacks. We're talking atrociously wicked. I mean, Atlantis was sunk, right? Egypt was sunk, right? Deep I bowed in homage before the lords of life and the lords of death, receiving as my gift the key of life. Free was I of the halls of Amente, bound not by death to the circle of life. Far to the stars I journeyed until the space and time became as naught. No space and time, Then having drunk deep of the cup of wisdom, I looked into the hearts of men, and there I found greater mysteries, and was glad. For only in the search for truth could my soul be stilled, and the flame within be quenched. Down through the ages I lived, seeing those around me taste of the cup of death and return again in the light of life. Gradually, from the kingdoms of Atlantis passed waves of consciousness that had been one with me, only to be replaced by spawn of a lower star. In obedience to the law, the word of the master grew into flower. Downward into the darkness turned the thoughts of the Atlanteans, until at last in this wrath rose from his Aguanti, the dweller. The word has no English equivalent. It means a state of detachment, speaking the word, calling the power. Deep in earth's heart, the sons of Amente heard, and hearing, directing the change of the flower, the fire, and burns eternally, changing and shifting, using the logos, until the great fire changed its direction. Over the world then broke the great waters, drowning and sinking, changing earth's balance. What has this got to do with Noah's flood? Come on. Until only the temple of light was left standing on the great mountain of Undal, still rising out of the water. Some there were who were living, saved from the rush of the fountain, called to me the master, saying, Go you, together with my people, take them by the arts you have learned of far across the waters. So while that Atlantis was sinking, right? Oh man, my water, man. Water check, because we digging on Thothism, man. So we got to keep the water flowing. Yo, man, we just talking about, oh yeah, we gonna get on these treaties. I got y'all. Yes, it's more on more. I got y'all. But right now, we just talking about Menasseh, which is Atlantis, which is Africa. So Thoth is over here. Thoth Spellberry is already over here. He's saying, the dweller's saying, man, go far across, man, set up shop over here. He's already over here. Remember, we're just talking about the Thoth Amon spell barrier right here, right? South America. With permission of the Pharaoh. Take them by the art you have learned of far across the waters until you reach the land of the hairy barbarians. I mean, do I have to show you a map with Barbaria over North Africa? Barbaria over North Africa? You can dig on it. Dwelling in caves of the desert. Follow there in the plan that you know of. Gather I then my people and entered the great ship of the master. Upward we rose into the morning. Dark beneath us lay the temple. Suddenly over it the waters vanished from earth. Until the time appointed was the great temple. So he's taken off. He's taken off. Fast we fled toward the sun of the morning. Towards the sun of the morning. That's the east, right? Fast we fled towards the east. The sun of the morning. Not where the sun is setting. According to them, right? Let's go. Until beneath us lay the land of the children of Kim. Now they're in Ham or Ham. Now they're in the burnt lands, right? Now they're in Africa. Raging, they came with cudgels and spears. So even the indigenous people in the land of so-called Africa came at them with cudgels and spears because they knew that they were being hijacked. Their instinct said it, so they came to slay the hijack. Atlantean and Thoth. But why do they love them now? Lifted in anger, seeking to slay and utterly destroy the sons of Atlantis. That's the indigenous people of Ham. The Hamites went in. But then what did Thoth do? Then I raised my staff and directed a ray of vibration, striking them still in their tracks as fragments of stone of the mountain. So he put a ray of vibration, a 440, a slave vibration on the indigenous people of Ham. Then spoke I to them in words calm and peaceful, telling them of the might of Atlantis, saying we were children of the sun and the messengers. So he started speaking, soft nothings in their ear. Cowed I them by my display of magic science. Then he cowed them or lowered them with his display of magic science until at my feet they groveled when I released them. Has he really released you? And then it goes on, man. But has Thoth released you from this vibration? We're talking the who? Thoth, Amon, spell barrier. We're talking who? Man, we're talking Treaties. We're talking Moab. We're talking Ammon. Thoth, Amon, Moab, Ammon. Let's go. Let's dig on these links, man. From Moab to more, you got all the drop, man. Click on the links that say feature links below. A short historical account. All right. Much of the information of the time period, region, and people in question comes from written dialogue between Canaanite rulers and Amenhotep III. So you already know, when we dug on this whole series, we got the Noble Drew Ali joints, and we're reading the works of their Moabite prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And it's not a, put down. That's their prophet. Right? That's the prophet of Moab. Israel has Israelite prophets. You dig? You know what I mean? So that's their prophet. Okay. So this is written dialogue between the Canaanite rulers and Amenhotep III and Akhenaten, called the Armana letters. You dig on it? Amarna letters. Among other things, the letters mention Canaanite rulers having issues with the Habiru or Hebrew, commonly known as Hebrews. This is coming from the Moors, man. They ain't saying you don't exist. They're saying, yeah, we're from different tribes. Yeah, we look alike, but we're from different tribes. Do they tell you this if they recruit you in their, more science situation, or, whatever the case is? Do they tell you you're from a different tribe, or you could be? You got to get the overstanding, man. A term of that time that denoted class, as in displaced person, not tribe status, nation status. Dodge the hijack. What should be noted is that the region called at that time the land of Canaan was populated by city-states, each independent of each other and ruled by a single king ruler. So to occupy the land, one would have to conquer each city-state. The letter speaks of a campaign conquest of the region by a military leader of these people named Joshua, who the Mayans call Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, who the Mormons call Jesus. Why? They say Quetzalcoatl is Jesus, which is Joshua. So you got to choose your Joshua and see clearly that your Joshua exists. This is, they say this is popping off 1456 BC, negative. This Quetzalcoatl Joshua and all this is popping off around, after the 900 AD, man. Probably between 900 and 1100 AD for Shigaday. This is natural since the letters are dated after the death of Joshua, subsequently changing the complexion of the conquest effort. So yeah, again, we got the Noble Drew Ali joint, and they dislike Joshua, right? He calls Joshua the robber. You're robbing us of our territory. You're robbing us of our lands, of Ame'rican, because in their perspective, everything is Morocco. So where's the lands the Creator gave to his people? Is it South America's the land of Ham? North America, the land of Ham? Then you got Africa's Kush. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know this ain't right. You know this ain't right. It can't all be for Mexico. And then we had another map that had this as West Africa, all right, West of Mexico over here. So you're going to read these treaties. When they say West of Mexico, they're talking about North America, or Northwest. You got Southwest of Mexico and South America. This is their code language. They also call it Northwest Africa. So when they say something's in West Africa, they're talking North America. Southwest Africa is South America, because it's all Ame'rican, which is all Atlantis, with permissions of the Pharaoh. You really got to dig on this, man. You really got to dig on this, man. You know what I mean? You got to dig on this, man. Under the Pharaoh's permission. They are over here claiming Morocco under the Pharaoh's permission. So let's dig on the treaties that they're making with Pharaoh, which would be now the corporation. That's their Pharaoh. Let's go. Our focus relative to the issue at hand is the people that occupied the region that were driven out as a result of Joshua's campaign. So they're riding for their people, because Joshua was riding on the Moabites, Edomites, Ammonites, Canaanites. All them made a confederacy against Joshua, against Israel, Yahshua. The Saqqara bomb, or tomb of Horeb, displayed a relief showing Canaanite refugees attempting to enter Egypt. The relief also indicated that their lands and towns were destroyed. So in their perspective, you're coming into our Hamitic Ame'rican. Joshua's like, this is my land. I'm reclaiming our territories, our ancient territories, because this Morocco shit is for the birds. This Atlantis shit is for the birds. We rock with the Creator and the Creator only. We don't synchretize and put a little here and a little there. and make it something else? Whose perspective is this? Whose perspective is this? Where's Shem? Confederacy. Psalms 83. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me get the rest of this, man. Archaeology supports 56% of the cities listed in the Bible that were conquered by Joshua. Archaeology supports 56% of the cities in the script conquered by Joshua. Quetzalcoatl, remember Quetzalcoatl led his people to the promised land. Yet it does not support the existence of Moab during that time, saying that the names of Moabite, Edomite, Ammonite kings had parts of the names of their national gods embedded within, and that none of these names have been found by them before 1100 BC. While the Bible does not give the names of any of the kings of these three nations during the period of Exodus, it does give a list of Edomite kings pre-nationhood Israel. Pre-nationhood Israel. And some of these kings were associated with the cities, while others are associated with tribal people or region. None were recorded as being succeeded by a son. This is evidence to the fact that these nations remain semi-nomadic and tribal, with the death of the strongest chief king, meaning the end of the prominence of that said tribe. As a matter of fact, Edomites, Midianites occupied Moab lands and had conflicts. The head chief of one tribe, gaining influence over the others on the same land, caused recorded history to lean in the favor of the nationality of the reigning chief. Sometimes the losers moved away, sometimes they fought, lost, and became absorbed, and sometimes they prevailed. This demonstrates that the fact that archaeologists not finding evidence of a settled Moabite presence does not prove that they did not exist. So all this to prove that Moab exists. All this, they're using the archaeology of Joshua to support their existence, man. Damn. You know, everyone's telling us we don't exist, but they're using us to prove that they exist. A late 13th century papyrus mentions Edomites and Moabites trying to enter Egypt because of the famine. This informs us that both Edom and Moab existed as a people before 1100 BC, regardless of the lack of evidence of their own city-state. At the very best, it took 200, 300 years for them to develop into a larger political community. This would push their origin back to 1400, all right? Well within the period of Joshua's campaign. Man, and this is a drop from their prophet, Noble Drew Ali, all right? The illustrious acts of the Muslims of Northwest and Southwest Africa. You're going to have to dig on this, man. Because I just told you, they don't just call this, you know what I'm saying, Northwest and Southwest of Maxim. They call it Northwest Africa. Oh boy. You're going to have to dig on it. It's their prophet, right? So Northwest, Southwest Africa is North and South America. So the illustrious acts of the Muslims in North America and South America, there are the Moabites, Hamathites, Canaanites who were driven out the land by Joshua. So they letting you know that all this happened in America, and received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle in that portion of Egypt. Letting you know that this is Egypt. Whoa. So this Northwest, Southwest Africa, or America, is where Joshua did his campaign. We're talking the Aztecs, the Toltecs. Let's go. And it says, these are the Moabites, all right? Hamites, Canaanites, who were driven out their land by Joshua. And then these same Moabites and Hamites and Canaanites received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle in that portion of Egypt. And that's what these treaties are. That's what we've been, we went all the way here just to get to the purpose, so you understand and understand that they need permission from the pharaoh. So they must keep making treaties with the pharaoh. Who's the pharaoh today? Who owns the corporation? who owns Egypt today. In latter years, they formed themselves kingdoms. These kingdoms are called this day Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, etc. All these treaties, man. Oh yeah, these kingdoms are called Morocco. Everything's Morocco. Oh, this is Africa now. And this is Egypt now. And this is where Joshua got down. Oh man, look at the Mississippi River. All right, man, let's go. I'm just going to leave this link here. We got this in that series. You can get it from there, too. It's going to break down the war, man. The more and more war, man. The principal rivers of Moab mentioned in the Bible are the Arnon, the Dimon, Dibon, and the Nimrim. So, man, do I still got this up with this Arnon, man? It might be a whole nother, I got so many of these links, man. I know we dug on it. Okay. Oh, man, I got. Okay, so, I got different windows and stuff. This one is mainly for the press there. For the, wait a minute. All right. So you remember we were talking about this Arnon and Anion situation. What else do I got up? All right, we got the Arnon River mentioned in Numbers 21, Deuteronomy 3. All right, the Valley of Arnon, and the next verse undoubtedly indicates that numerous wadis contributary to the main stream had formed the southern boundary of the land assigned to Reuben. This is all we're fighting over. The city of Aurora stood on the northern edge of the valley. Arnon was claimed by the Ammonites. Now we have Arnon being way over here, right? Because again, they just broke it down to you that all this Joshua campaign is happening over here. So of course the river Arnon's over here, but it was called Anion. And that's when we broke out the maps of the kingdom of Anion. The Straits of Anion being now the Bering Strait. The whole Anion kingdom basically, covering the Four Corners and Cali and all that stuff right over here. They, however, so Arnon was claimed by the Ammonites as having marked the southern limit of the territory when Israel invaded the land. Come on. Then, however, they already been driven out by the Amorites, and the region north of Arnon was held by Sihon. From the inscription of Menasseh on the Moabite stone, we gather that Moab had established herself on the north of the Arnon before the time of Omri. Under Omri and Ahab, she was confined to the south of the river. A rebellion under Menasseh was put down by Jehoram, son of Ahab, and the expedition of Hazael against Israel reached the valley of the Arnon. But according to Menasseh, he regained for Moab the lost land, and this agrees with Isaiah 15 and 16, where cities north of Arnon are located in Moab. And that's when we really started digging on the Arnon, man. Straits of Arnon, parts of the legendary Northwest Passage linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, likely Bering Strait. Oh, man. Yeah, because we just talking America, right? The name probably originated in Ania, Chinese province mentioned in the 1559 edition of Marco Polo's book. We already know where the real China is. All right. Separating Asia from America. We're talking about the Great Khan. We're talking about Cathay. Hold up. All right. I mean, that's some good drop. You remember this, man? So, this Arnon Anion situation is major. It plays major. Why? Because it has everything to do with the priest king Prester John. And you remember we blew this map up, that literally had, we still got it up here. Let's see. must have put it down already, man. But all right. You know, I'm going quickly. But you got that drop. You know, they had Prester John. So if you zoom in right here, this is North America, that's Asia, that's the Bering Strait, and right here it says Prester John. Then it says Mexico. Then it says India Superior, Cathay. All right, so all that's right here. Cathay is right here, North America, Prester John. And that's when we got the whole Prester John series. Look out, man. We coming in hot. So then you can go, you know, throughout the scripture on this Arnon situation and would, you know that it's just Anion or R, and R is connected all throughout, you know what I'm saying, the, you know, Moab and, you know, the connection, you know, between this R or and R and all that, man. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So when you start digging on Anion, they start changing everything to Arnon. But we're just talking about the kingdom of Anion. We're just talking about the kingdom of Anion, man. What's this, man? Oh, okay. Oh, can I get that bigger, though? Man, can I get that bigger, though? Hold up, man. Okay. All right. Oh, come on. Just that. All right. So I got to stay right here. It says click to enlarge. Can I just click it? All right, there we go. I'm cool with that. All right, so here you got what? You got Anion region, right? Because Anion is Arnon. So get that in. So we did a whole drop on that. Go get it if you want it. Querera, sound like Korea, California. You got Peru right there, okay? So when we talk Anion and all this Arnon, you just, again, this is confirming the map, you know, exactly what their prophet, Drew Ali, was talking about, that this Joshua campaign, all this is already happening here, in these lands, this is all what these treaties are over, Arnion, Anon, all right? Because they only see it, you know, the way they see it. Hold on, man, where we at? Here we go. You know, so we've been going through this Moab, Israel campaign, again, Arnon, this is one of the main principal rivers. Arnon is one of the main principal rivers of Moab. So I just want you to see and, you know, understand, overstand, when we get these treaties, we got about 10 minutes or so. So let's hit these treaties up, man. You got the transfer of inheritance to the Moors of North America. All right, we touched on this. North American North Gate. This really rings a bell when you start digging on your orientation. Man, wish I had that map, man, that I could pull up. But yeah, you know, you dig on your orientation, you got Antarctica surrounding you, and then you get out those, and it has these gates, and one has the Summer Gate, or this Gate of Ra, which is taking place, you know, right, really past, you know, North America, California. You keep going straight out that way, and you're running into these Summer Gates. So what North Gate are we talking about? The Moorish National Republic. So this Zelia SL pops up a lot when it comes to these treaties, a whole lot. And, you know, you dig on it, you'll see why. The Moorish divine and national movement of the world. All right. Aboriginal, indigenous, natural peoples of Northwest Ame'rican, right? Let's go. Ame'rican, Atlantis, Northwest, or like Drew Ali called it, Northwest Africa. Okay, same thing. Ame'rican, Africa, America, same thing. Let's go. So, all right. Exhibit N, transfer of inheritance. So, you know, this is an example of a transfer of inheritance. United States of America Corporation Trustee and Zelia SL, Aboriginal, Indigenous, National, Moorish, American, Harris, Moabite. So she's repping Moab, getting land, you know, getting this transfer of inheritance, but whose land is it anyway? Well, she has a claim over the corporation, but the corporation is securing her land. So what happens to you, Israel? Land and resources at latitude, longitude, you put it in, you know, pull up one of those latitude, you know what I'm saying, latitude, longitude joints, man, and see which part she's claiming, right? of Northwest, of Maxim, or North America? Is this her land that the Creator gave to Moab? What part of the Arnon River is this on? This transfer agreement is a transfer instrument from the United States of America to the rightful heiress, apparent, aboriginal, indigenous, natural person of the land, because she's more natural than them. Zelia S.L. in propria persona sui juris. All right. In the matter of the rights of party and rights of property, this instrument obtains justice for the natural divine being manifest in human flesh, Moorish American national Zelia S.L. It intends to remedy these wrongs by addressing personam jurisdiction, which is jurisdiction over the person. Man, it's a lot of English being said. It's a lot of spells to break through. But they're making this right with her for her people. I ain't never heard about, you know what I'm saying? You still talking reparations? You talking ADOS? Operating and navigating in colorable statuses that is dishonorable and injurious to the national divine being manifest in human flesh. This agreement between the United States and Zelia S.L. or Moab, the corporation, and Moab, we're talking whites, demon, and blacks, atrociously wicked, because they've been at war against Israel, and they put us in this black hole. Oh, we're all the same. Rock with us. What do you mean? First, we need to right your wrongs. Your hands need to be clean to deal with Israel. Which side of the Arnon is it anyway? Zelia S.L. We're just talking bays and L's, and when you put it together, it's Baal. What are you worshiping? This is a great league. We don't have time to get through it all, but then, it's going to, put together a lot of these treaties. Let's get it bigger. Treaties, right? The Moorish National Republic, Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World, Aboriginal Indigenous Peoples of the Northwest of Maxim, North America. We're talking writs of removal, removing this claim to the Supreme Court, the International Criminal Court, International Court of Justice, and this is an international violation against the Aboriginal Indigenous People of North America by the corporate United States of America enclave, the state of Connecticut, its agencies. Man. All right, so, let's go, because this has everything to do with, this is Aniad A.L., all right, so he's repping this. Then you got you got the United Nations, Geneva, Switzerland, International Justice. Everybody's connected. Everyone needs to agree for this confederacy to be acknowledged, man, with permission of the Pharaoh. Let's just scroll down, because it's a lot of dropping here. You can go through and take your time with. All right, we're talking about the treaty rights. All right, here we go again. Zelia S.L., authorized representative. All right, so here we go again. This is the financial statement. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of the Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under the Constitution as under the Confederation, Confederacy. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuant thereof, and all treaties made which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. Hold up. I thought the Creator was the supreme law. Nah, forget your law. The treaties are the supreme law. Whites and blacks. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding the senators, representatives before mentioned, and members of the several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of several states, shall be bound with permission of the Pharaoh. Egypt means bondage by oath and affirmation to support this Constitution. So Israel is now bound. Who put you in slavery? Are you a homeborn slave? But no religious test shall ever be required in a qualification to any office of public trust under the United States. You can check out this amendment to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So you're gonna keep seeing this Zelia. You know, she's very important, man, when it comes to these particular, you know what I'm saying, contracts. She's signing the contracts. Zelia has L. Let's go. Transfer of inheritance. This is a part of what we just got. This transfer invokes her unalienable, inalienable, secure rights as Moorish American national. Now look, a national, protected by the Zodiac Constitution. We did a drop on that. You go dig on it. United States Republican Constitution. So this is protecting Moab, the Zodiac Constitution, which is recognized. United States Republic Constitution. Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Treaty of Peace and Friendship. We got time, we'll get a piece of that. The United Nations Declaration, Rights of Indigenous People, United Nations, Rights of Human Beings. So everyone's protecting this, right? The Moors of Northwest Mexico, Northwest Africa, that's North America. Bang! North Gate. This transfer invokes her unalienable, inalienable, secure rights to do what? 1. Free Moorish American Zodiac Constitution. Zodiac Constitution and birthrights of Moorish Americans being Ali, Bay, El, Day, Al. Bays and Als, right? Bay Als, right? United States Republican Department of Justice. All right, so it goes on and on. Get all this, man. Again, it's mentioning the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1787. It's just, you know, it's just to lead you to the water, man. Treaty of Peace and Friendship, sealed at Morocco with the seal of the Emperor of Morocco, 1786. To all persons to whom these persons shall come and be made known, whereas the United States of America in Congress assembled by their commission bearing the date the 12th day of May 1784, thought proper to constitute John Adams, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, their ministers, all right, giving to them, or a majority of them, full powers to confer, treat, negotiate. This don't sound like Hawata. This don't sound like Tekumesh, man. Because they weren't negotiating. This is why the Cherokee broke off. The Chickamauga broke off with the other Cherokee that wanted to sign the treaties. It's the same thing. This is a treaty of peace and friendship established between us and the United States. Man, this is our treaty between us and the corporation. If you have an issue with the corporation, you got an issue with us, which is confirmed, in which we have ordered to be written in this book and sealed by our royal seal in our court of Morocco, 25th day, blessed month of Shaban, 1000, in the year 1200, trusting in God, it will remain permanent. 1200, 1200, the year 1200. Oh man, that's Prester John territory. That's the Genghis Khan invasion territory. He's from where? Moab. All right. So authorized to treat with us concerning all matters herein. Oh man, let's get to the good stuff, man. If either, this is great. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation, including Israel, whatever, and take a prize belonging to that nation, there shall be found on board subjects or effects belonging to either of the parties. The subjects shall be set at liberty and the effects returned to the owners. So if we go to war against Moab and then we take something of Moab and the corporation finds it, then they can now take it. Or we go to war with the corporation and we take something of the corporation and the Moabites find it, then they can now take it. With whom either the party shall be at war, shall be loaded on vessels belonging to the other party, they shall pass free and unmolested without any attempt be made to take or detain them. So they can go and, you know what I'm saying, get back whatever from you. A signal or pass shall be given to all vessels belonging to both parties. You're from Moab? You're from Moab? Cool. You know, you can pass. That's the same thing that happens in the vessels in the courtrooms, right? Supposedly, right? Because they're at sea. We're talking admiralty law. We're talking maritime law. What's that habeas corpus about? If either of the parties shall be at war and shall meet a vessel at sea belonging to the other, is agreeable that if an examination is to be made, it shall be done by sending a boat with 2 or 3 men only. And if the gun shall be bred, an injury done without a reason, the offending party shall make good on the damages. If any more shall bring citizens of the United States or the elects to his majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty. And this is friendship for real. Man, if any vessel of either party shall have an engagement with the vessel belonging to any of the Christian powers within gunshots of the fort of the other, the vessel so engaged shall be defended and protected as much as possible. So they protect each other.